So we're saying that people think about you, and because of the deposit, because of the love, the care, the affection, the intimacy, the nice words, the gift that you have given to them, it has made deposit into their account, so much so that they are willing to do just anything for you. Now listen, there are people like that in my life who will tell me to jump, and I will jump. You know why? They've made deposits in my life. They've added value to my life. And there are people also, I found out in my own life too, if I ask them to run, they'll be willing to run. Why? Because I've also added value to their lives. Every relationship is a transaction. Come on. You need to write that down. Every relationship is a transaction. Every interaction is a transaction. Every interaction is a transaction. Every time you are relating, you are either withdrawing or you are depositing. Every time you're relating with a man, a woman, you are either making good deposits or you are making huge withdrawals. For those of you who are students of Steve Covey, who talked about the 7 habits of highly effective people. He said the first 3 habits, the first set of habits, are personal, internal habits. The other ones are external. But in between them is the transitory thing called emotional bank account. Meaning, if your internal is okay and your emotional bank account interaction with people is bad, you will find it difficult to be successful outside. That is why nice people don't always succeed. You can be nice, but if you don't know how to make deposit into people's emotional bank account, you can be somebody with good attitude quotient. Follow me carefully. You may be somebody with good attitude quotient, but because you are poor in social quotient, your social intelligence is very low. Your attitude intelligence is very high. You have good attitude, but you are poor in interaction with people. What that will do is that people will always say you are a nice man, but you will not accomplish so much with people. Why? You don't know how to relate with people and make deposits into their accounts. That emotional bank account has to do with treatment and feelings. How you treat people and how they feel about it. Emotional bank account actually runs based on feelings and treatment. Treat me well, I feel good. It is a deposit. Treat me badly, I feel bad. It is a withdrawal. The confidence I used to have in you begins to reduce. The love I used to have for you begins to reduce. Lie to me once. When you lie to me, I begin to look at you. I begin to feel funny. I begin to interpret it. And as a result of interpretation, you've made a withdrawal. When we talk about making deposit into your partner's account, we are saying there are few things you do that will make somebody to feel good about you. Be willing to go all the way with you. Be willing to with you. Be willing to fight for you. What are some of the things? Number one, you never betray your partner. Very, very important. When it comes to deposit, demonstrate practical care. Number two, speak the love language of your partner. Speak the love language of your partner. You want to keep a good relationship. You want to make a deposit into your partner's account. Speak love in the way your partner will understand. Meaning, if your partner is the type that likes quality time, for God's sake, spend time with your partner. And when we say spend time doing things that actually interest your partner. Very key, not what interests you. What interests your partner must interest you. In the time of quality time that you share with the person, you actually do things of common interest. Very critical. Number two, speak the language of gift. If your partner is the kind of person that understands giving of gift, every time you go out, when you are coming back, buy something. Create something. See, you don't necessarily even need to buy. Sometimes the gift you create will communicate more to your partner than the gift you buy. Number 3, spend time to carry out acts of service. There are some people, the only way they understand love is what you do with them and what you do for them, not necessarily what you give to them. It's important that you begin to think about people whose love language is physical touch. Let me say this. If your partner's love language is physical touch, why starve the person of touch? If your partner's love language is giving of gifts, why would you starve the person of gift? If your partner's love language is words of affirmation, speaking so nicely, you're beautiful, you look nice, unintentionally so, genuinely so. Number 3, demonstrate practical integrity. Nothing makes a deposit into your partner's account like integrity. That you are loyal to your partner even when your partner is not around. That you are in Cameroon, you are in Nigeria, you are in Zambia, South Africa, you are in South America, Canada, and your wife is not there, your husband is not there, your fiance or fiance is not there, and yet you honor the promise that you made to your partner, that you will not attend to any other person but your partner. In the absence of your partner, you are loyal to your promise. In the absence of your partner, you honor your expectations, your partner's expectations. There's something I have observed in marriage. It is amazing to know that if you're practicing any career, if you're involved in any career, it's amazing to know that you constantly study to keep upgrading yourself, to keep practicing in that career. Medical practice, you keep going for trainings in order to keep upgrading yourself so that you can be relevant in the practice. All right? Same thing with law. Same thing with ICT. You learn new softwares. You learn new programs. You learn new applications. It's amazing to know that marriage and relationship is the only place where we come to. We don't grow in our knowledge, and yet we expect that marriage, the years keep counting. Your knowledge is not increasing, and yet you want the marriage to work. Your marriage is 5 years old, 10 years old, but your knowledge base for marriage is still in primary 1. You do not have requisite knowledge for the level of growth your marriage has attained. Listen carefully to me. Your marriage is already 10, 15, 30, 20 years old with children. But as a father and a mother, you've never gotten any training. You've not read any book that updates and upgrades you to be able to function at the level of your marriage. Here's the key. Your marriage has outgrown you. The problem with marriages that outgrow the individuals is that the marriage becomes a burden. What do I mean? The demands of your marriage will far outweigh your capacity to respond. You never strip your partner of honor before your children, before your family members, before your church members, and before your friends. You never strip your partner of honor before others. All right, let's get to number 5. You want to make deposit into your partner's account. You must learn to motivate your partner. How do you do that? Identify with your partner's dreams. What is your partner trying to do? Identify with your partner's dreams. Get involved in your partner's dreams. Get involved in what your partner is trying to do. And by the way, partners, it's important, if you want your partner to be a part of your dream, communicate the dream. Don't blame somebody for non-participation when there was no communication. You have to write that down. Never blame a partner for non-participation when there was no communication. Did you write that down? Immature partners compete with one another. Mature partners complete with one another. complete one another. Immatured ones, they compete with one another. Matured partners, they complete one another. Now, number 6, compliment your partner. Compliment your partner. Identify and celebrate your partner's strength. When you celebrate your partner's strength, you actually make a good deposit in your partner's memory. Recognize and protect your partner's weakness. Number 7, function as a team player. Function as a team player. When you play as a teammate with your partner, you make deposit. In a team, somebody has strength where somebody else has weakness. And the other person with a weakness has strength where the other person has weakness. As we come together, look at this. This is a team player. Look at all the perforations. But another team player comes, and look at how we cover up for each other. As a team, we bring our competencies, our abilities, our wisdom, exposure, education, our expertise. We bring all of it together. If you want to make deposit into your partner's emotional bank account, practice apologizing quickly. Learn to apologize quickly. Don't let apologies be forced out of you. Stop explaining away apologies. If you are wrong, don't victimize your partner. Don't try to make your partner feel as though the partner is the offending party when you know you are wrong. Number 9, be flexible, adaptable, and teachable. If you're a flexible person, you are adaptable, you are malleable, you are teachable. It does a lot to your partner to know that I told you something yesterday and you adjusted. You are teachable. You give me a sense of teachability. That look, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to make adjustments, because the proof of learning is adjustment. Did you get that? As a wise person, be slow to speak. Be wise to listen. Be smart to shift grounds. Stop holding on to grounds only to find you are losing your relationships. The last point I want to share with you, which is number 10, love God together. Period. Love God together. Imagine your wife likes to pray and you pray too with her. In the morning when your wife says, sweetheart, it's prophetic prayer hour time, 5:50 a.m. Everybody is joining for us to pray together. And you say, sweetheart, I'm joining you. Please wake me up when it's time for us to pray. Oh, how wonderful. Particularly women, they like that. That when the husband loves God with them. And men too love it when my wife loves God with me. That I say, sweetheart, please, 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to wake up to join the prophetic prayer hour in African time and all of that. And your wife is like, sweetheart, remember to wake me up too. Wow, the man feels nice that we're all doing it together, watching together, praying together, holding hands together, loving God together, serving God together. Oh, was it not Joshua that said, as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord? Wise men, they pray with their wives. That's actually what I said. I should repeat it, that wise men pray with their wives. And wise women do too. I love you so very much. Can't wait to connect with you bright and early. 5:50 a.m. was African time tomorrow morning.